I think the ministry of presence is just being available to people. You're there. So we traveled to Bolivia, in our case. We came the distance just to be there. And the story I think of is we were at a small college in the Campo, the rural area, and we were kind of dorm. We weren't living in the dormitory, but we were available to the students in the dormitory. Their dorms were bunk beds. It was like an army barracks. And one night, two of the girls came to us and said one of the girls was bleeding in the dorm. And my wife's a nurse. Her presence was to be available as a nurse at nights. So the kids have their theology classes. The college was founded by a Franciscan sister, and the theology classes of a Franciscan bent. So I think the availability of those students to help this girl was their presence. My wife Jean took the girl in the only vehicle we had available, a vehicle they used for hauling sausages into town and into the hospital about an hour away, and got her into the emergency room where they took care of her. And then she was sort of stuck in the hospital because the transportation was gone, so it was 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And the little hospital there was fortunate in having a room where families could stay. So a nurse showed Jean to the room, another bunk bed, all the lower bunks filled, 2, 3 people to a lower bunk, just a sea of gaping faces with a few teeth in them. And Jean knew she couldn't climb up into the upper bunk without stepping on somebody's face. So she just went out and settled herself on a bench outside. The weather's not too bad. And about 1 o'clock at night, Sister Basilia comes by and asks what the heck she's doing out on the bench. And Jean explained, and she said, well, let me show you to a hospital, one of the hospital rooms that was empty. So Basilia settles her there, and about 45 minutes later, about 1:30 or something, Basilia comes by again with a blanket, which she puts over her. So I see Franciscan presence in my wife's availability to this girl, to Basilia's being present to her and taking care of her. I think I'd like to convey how hard the people in Bolivia, in the countryside, how hard they worked. They would be up early in the morning, before light, with their machetes, headed up to where their garden patches are. And I hear often Americans saying, yeah, I've got a nice house, I'll admit that. But I worked for it. I worked my way through college. I worked long hours at my job, and I deserve what I've gotten, and I think people in other countries could do the same if they just would apply themselves. But I saw that it isn't a level playing field. In Bolivia, a young man is very lucky, a young woman, to have gotten enough education to get through high school, and to go to college is a dream. And then at the end of the line, there are very few jobs. It's tough. I guess the message I would like to say is, so often I think we're born on third base, as the saying says, and we thought we hit a home run, but we were just lucky. I think there's been an explosion in my life. The first thing that happened is my wife and I had to divest ourselves of everything. We sold the house, sold the cars, gave stuff away, put a little bit in storage, and it was wrenching, but we were very free all of a sudden. And then we went down into this other country, and there was just an explosion of beauty I thought, with me. The country is Bolivia. Mountainous, jungle, is the nature is beautiful, but then the people, the cultures, the indigenous cultures are alive. The costumes, the languages, the music, the dance, and the struggles and the pain and the dreams of the people are very alive too. And that's painful, but there's a beauty too. And it's really opened up my life, a window